Much like the images of Jeff the Killer, the Rake, and Slenderman, these two photos have become iconic in the creepypasta genre. This is of course because of their connection to an amazing piece of online fiction known as the Russian sleep experiment. Today, we'll be discussing the origins of these images. The story, as the title suggests, follows Russian scientists in the late 1940s who wanted to test the effects of sleep deprivation using an experimental gas on unwilling prisoners. As the story unfolds, the 5 test subjects slip more and more into insanity, and eventually some unspeakable things begin to take place. I want to suggest reading or listening to the story in full for yourself if you haven't already done so. The story is believed to have originated around 2009 and started being passed around various forum sites via the copy-paste method, as many like it did at the time. It quickly gained traction for its more grounded and realistic approach, and in 2012 got its own spot on creepypasta.com, where it's currently rated a 9.2 out of 10. Soon after, YouTubers started to narrate the story, which shot the Russian sleep experiment to the very top of internet lore. This brings us back to the images in question. One being a photo showing men in gas masks, presumably to protect themselves from the experimental gas mentioned earlier. The next photo is that of a man with an unsettling grin and sunken eyes, believed to be one of the prisoners in the later stages of the experiment. Obviously, the story is a work of fiction, so these aren't actually photos from any experiment. It is extremely common for online horror stories and urban legends to borrow from real life in order to add visuals to the written stories, such as the infamous Gateway of the Mind video, which provides an eerie scene to a story much like that of the Russian sleep experiment. Of course, it is common knowledge amongst the creepypasta community at this point that this video is not of a man going insane, but actually an art piece. Another example is this image, which I explained a few months back. Many linked it to the deep web or red rooms, when in actuality it was taken from a photo shoot by a special effects makeup artist. So are the Russian sleep experiment images of a similar origin? This time, no. The answer is actually simpler than that. Let's take a look at the first image. Notice how the men are all wearing different gas masks. This is a little odd considering that these things are usually supplied by whatever organization is using them and would usually all be the same model. There is a reason behind this, and no, this wasn't from a movie. This picture is actually from the year 1917 and shows soldiers displaying the gas masks of the US, Britain, France, and Germany, only that part was cropped out. If you Google any of those, this image is likely to come up. A lot of the less common pictures associated with the Russian sleep experiment are also from the same time period or from World War II. This takes us to the second image, the image. This is the one that definitely has been the cause of nightmares for some of the millions who have seen it. Some of you already know what this thing is, but I have heard many speculate that it's anything from special effects makeup to Photoshop. Neither of these are correct, and as I said, the answers are actually a lot simpler than you'd expect. Let's take a second look at it. Now, let's take away the black and white filter, maybe zoom out a bit, and look at it from a different angle. Yes, what you're looking at is a Halloween decoration, and it's actually called Spasm. Apparently you can buy this online or at certain Halloween stores, and no, this is not sponsored. So yeah, a lot of you are probably disappointed, but I think the fact that we can take bits and pieces from different things and turn it into something completely new really says something about how creative people can be, especially on the internet. Let me know down below what you think of all this, if you're disappointed, or if you already knew about this, or whatever, and let me know what you guys are going to do for Halloween. I'm curious about that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.